This episode of The Young Turks is brought to you by Netflix. Go to netflix.com/TYT for an awesome free trial membership.
A judge has frozen the assets of Glenn Beck's advertiser. He has two huge, advertisers that hawk gold, and now their assets have been frozen.
Right. This one is
one
called,
of them, Superior Gold.
Right.
Group.
This is the Superior Gold Group, and so you as I watched this, and Mother Jones did a cover story on this, and I think look, okay, I get why you'd want to buy gold. It's actually not that crazy an idea, right? But why would I want to buy it from these guys? How are they going to make money, right?
Right.
That occurred to me, but apparently it didn't occur to some other folks. And it turns out now we don't know anything about the other guys, but as far as this group is concerned, it turns out the authorities were significantly concerned because of the complaints that they got. And when they investigated, what did they find out, Tina?
Well, there were people who, invested their life savings or their retirement savings, and then what they saw is that their money wasn't. It was at a huge increase. So they invested a bunch of money, and then what they got out of it was a fraction of that. It was all jacked up. So the product was not worth what they said it was worth.
Right. So, for example, this scam goes like this. Oh, you don't just want regular gold. You want these gold coins,
yes,
which are incredibly valuable. Trust us. And so you give them $20,000 as an example, and then eventually you'll one day get the. Sometimes you don't even get it for a long time, and then eventually you get it back, and you find out, oops, they're worth $10,000.
Right. So it's not the traditional, I'm going to invest in gold because gold is a good way to invest my money. It's these specific coins because, for 9 months in the early part of last century, the government called in all the gold to fund the war.
Uh-huh.
But they left antique gold coins. So now they've made these gold coins, and this is, what Glenn Beck is making. He's getting he's profiting from these people getting duped from these shady companies.
Right. Now, here's the interesting part, because, look, you can't always know what your advertiser's up to, et cetera, right? But there's a reason why these gold companies are going to Glenn Beck, and it is perfectly described here in the LA Times article I read about it, when the complaint by the authorities said, quote, by fostering fear and confusion among its customers, Superior has induced them to pay far above market prices for various gold products. Now, if you're looking for an audience that is afraid and confused because that has been fostered, which program would you go to?
Right, exactly.
Isn't it the perfect fit?
Right. And that's why he's selling seeds for, the post-apocalyptic Obama administration that we're all going to go through. But there is a little. He has clearly heard the complaints. There's no way to not see what there's been investigations, and for Glenn Beck not to come out and say, oh, okay, yeah, the people are getting ripped off, and I no longer agree with this. He has some culpability in this, don't you think?
Look, here's the thing. I think that before the investigation, I'm actually going to give him a huge buy. I know he knows that he's trying to scare the hell out of people and then get them to panic and buy the seeds and buy the gold. I get that, right? But look, if he thinks the world's going to go to hell in a handbasket, that's his opinion. I'm not going to do anything about it. He's got advertisers, as long as he wasn't involved in the scam, right? But now he knows this particular company, right? So he's got to, at the very least, first of all, they're probably bankrupt. And they're under massive investigation.
Just legal fees, absolutely.
Yeah. So he'll probably drop them for that alone.
In fairness, they made a lot of profit. They might not be bankrupt. They were raking in the bucks.
Right. And actually, gold is a good investment for them.
Right.
But of course, at this point, Beck should say, "Oh, I didn't know these guys were hucksters." Now, you might find that incredibly disingenuous, given the circumstances, right? Because I don't put an onus on a talk show host or Friends or Seinfeld, look at me, old school, right, to investigate whether their advertisers are at some point doing fraud.
But that's a little bit different. If Seinfeld was investing in puffy pirate shirts, there you go, and 200 advertisers had been pulled from Seinfeld, And so only puffy pirate shirts were being sold with 2 companies that were kind of shady. I would absolutely have Jerry that he would be held accountable for that in my mind.
Right. And by the way,
So I don't buy that. I think that he knows what he's doing. He's also now selling the survival kits.
oh, of course.
For nuclear winter or whatever. I mean, whatever so he knows that this is his shtick, and this is what people who watch his show are.
I keep coming back to this quote
Will
from the complaint. By fostering fear and confusion among its customers. Right. So, by the way, over 300 advertisers have pulled out of the Glenn Beck program.
It's up to 300 now. Okay.
Yeah, 302 is the last count.
302. That's
That's unbelievable. Get a load of Netflix. They deliver the movie to your house, no late charges, free shipping.
You can watch thousands of movies or TV shows straight on your PC or on your television through a gaming console.
Netflix.com/TYT. Free trial membership. You get Netflix all over you.